What's on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and old Timmy Pool has Twitter melting down. In fact, Tim Pool is trending on Twitter right now. Why? Because he dared ask a question. He was given the new media seat at the White House, a great honor, and he asked Caroline Leavitt a very good question. He tossed her a softball, but she also completely knocked it out of the park. And I'm 100% proud of him. I think he did great. I think, people will give him the business about wearing his beanie. I get it. I get the logic. Why dress up for those losers? He doesn't have to. He didn't wear a suit to amass his many millions of subscribers. So why bother now? Why even be worried about it now? Because it's just, it's weird, this is who he is. And, he did wear a suit when he met with Trump. That for sure is true. And so it's going to be, interesting to do, or interesting to watch. Now we have this video from him. By the way, huge shout out to everyone who started picking up their Mother's Day gift boxes. Just a quick reminder, they're shipping for free on Amazon. It's an amazing way to support the channel. You can see we're putting some money into getting a little better look for you. I know the lighting's not right yet. We need some backlighting and there's a little bit of echo, but we're coming along good. Help the channel out and get your Mother's Day shopping done today. Pick up your Mother's Day gift box on Amazon. Link will be in the description below. And definitely we need more reviews. We only have 132 right now. So when you get yours, you don't even have to take a picture. Just as long as you're a verified purchaser, please come back and leave a review. Mother's Day is in just 3 weeks. So I know it's early, but it would be very helpful. So we had Caroline Leavitt give a king's welcome to Tim Pool.
Yes, many of these organizations.
I wanted to get the lead in because she gave him a really nice compliment in the lead in. Now the question itself, I don't think we want the longer clip, not 40 seconds. Maybe just this one, I guess. Here, Tim Pool's in the briefing room.
Many of these organizations.
Nope. Here we go.
Enjoying your rest. All right, let's get to it. We have a individual in our new media seat today. His name is Tim Pool. He's a political commentator and a media entrepreneur with millions of followers, a very big platform. Currently hosts Timcast IRL, a daily news and discussions show, and The Culture War, a weekly podcast exploring cultural and political issues.
Hey.
His programs feature in-depth conversations on topics such as free speech, censorship, identity politics, and societal change, often engaging with a diverse range of guests. He's in Washington today because we are also hosting a local media row across the street in the Eisenhower building, which is a testament to our commitment to bring new voices into the White House to cover.
I think this is absolutely great. Absolutely wonderful. I think if we're going to kind of defeat CNN, so to speak, if we're going to, get rid of this new media nonsense, you have to start bringing in new tech. And I know they had Chris Pavlovsky. I think he might have been one of the first people to sit at that new media position. Tim Pool. I hope to one day get the offer myself, although I'm not totally sure I would be qualified. But congratulations. Leave a thumbs up on the video for Tim. The guy's in the White House asking questions while, Caroline Leavitt's, or not Caroline, while the CNN chick's RBF resting B face is reaching maximum B-ness.
For the president and this administration. So Tim, why don't you kick us off today?
Yes, many of these organizations that are represented in this
Here, Caitlin Collins just seething, won't even look at him.
room have marched in lockstep on false narratives, such as the Very Fine People hoax, the Covington smear, and now what's being called the Maryland Man hoax, where an MS-13 gang member adjudicated by 2 different judges, I believe, is just simply being referred to as a Maryland man over and over again. Now, in an effort from the White House to expand access to new companies, you've created this new media seat. So I'm wondering if you can comment on following this expansion, you've had numerous outlets disparage the companies that you've had sit here, as well as the reporters. I'm wondering if you could comment on the unprofessional behavior, as well as elaborate if there's any plans to expand access to new companies.
Sure.
Excellent question. Teeing her up totally, but also, getting in the same room with these leeches and calling them out to their face has to be one of the top highlights. If it's not one of the best highlights of his, I guess the man got to interview Donald Trump, but like, this has got to be at least in top 10, and the birth of his child, I suppose, and getting married, I guess. But I'm saying top 10, not top 3. To get in the room with Caitlin Collins and just cram it right in her stupid, smug face, absolutely amazing. And she completely knocks us out of the park in the reply.
Sure. Well, we certainly welcome diverse viewpoints in this room, which is one of the reasons we have you in here. And there's many new faces in this room in comparison to the previous administrations. We want to welcome all viewpoints into this room. We welcome unbiased journalists who really care about the truth and the facts and the accuracy. And you rightfully pointed out the Maryland man story, which I, from this podium, when The Atlantic published it on that very first day, I came to this podium and said, this is wrong. The press in this room have this story wrong. And we have seen more and more evidence come to the table that we have had all along. We were always right. The president.
The Maryland man psyop is easily my favorite, Trump fifth dimensional chess move. He has completely, the mainstream media was already pretty discredited, but now it's completely discredited. The fact that they continue to run the story and the Democrat politicians continue to take their little vacations to El Salvador, they're humiliating themselves.
The president was always on the right side of this issue to deport this illegal criminal from our community. And it is despicable to see the media continue to refer to this individual as someone who is just a peaceful man living his life in Maryland. This was and always has been an illegal criminal, an MS-13 gang member, and a designated foreign terrorist. And the administration maintains our position. Oh,
and a wife beater, too, I believe. Just to be specific, he also had a restraining order against him from his wife.
To deport these individuals from our community. So thank you for being here, Tim. It's great to see you. Thank you.
Absolutely rolling out the red carpet for Tim. You see all these other people coping and seething. Tim Pool, a far-right influencer who was exposed last summer for accepting up to $400,000 a month from Russian state media to spread misinformation, was given the first question at today's White House briefing. Cope? I don't even know, the amount of people, little Harry Sissons, Tim didn't even wear his beanie, or Tim wore his beanie. It's here. He said, Tim Pool cried about President Zelensky not wearing a suit when he met with Trump. But this is how Tim showed up at the White House today. Zip up jacket and a beanie. Maybe you shouldn't be such a hypocrite. To which Tim replies, no, Harry, you don't get it. I intentionally did not dress up for these dirty smear merchants. When I met Trump, I wore a suit. And that is true. He did. Dominic Michael Trippi, calling him embarrassing, disrespectful. He's not a leftoid. We actually agree on a lot of stuff. It should be beneath the White House to allow you to dress in street clothes and your stupid hat. I don't agree with that. I don't, I give Tim, a little bit of the, hey, maybe you could have shaved up, tightened up those lines on the beard a little bit. But the point is he has the audience. Harry Sisson doesn't have the audience. Tim Pool has the audience. And here's the media. Tim Pool asked softball question to Caroline Leavitt to bash the media. Good. What do you mean softball? Mega commentator who took money from Russia admitted to White House briefing and given first question. All of this is hilarious cope and seethe. It was great seeing him roast the entire room. Tim could have dressed a little more respectfully for the occasion. I don't know. I don't really, I think I'm with him on this. This guy was amused. Yeah, he's right. Tim Pool walked in, dropped facts, and made legacy media press squirm in their seats, calling out hoaxes in the front row. That's how you use the mic. I agree with him. I agree. if he had shown up in like a three-piece suit or something like that, I just think that's not Tim. I think Tim is his own guy. He built the audience he has, dressed the way that he's dressed. So why should he change that just because he's in the White House? He's in the White House because, he is influential, not because of how he dresses. And if you look at like Twitter right now, I don't know if it still is, but like I saw he was trending. I mean, I know Oblivion remake came out. Not anymore. Maybe it was just in my For You. But people are absolutely melting down about Tim. And it's just, none of them have been in the White House. Tim Pool looks like that one line cook that gets high behind the dumpster and has one shoe held together by duct tape. I mean, kinda. Then people are whining about him dressing the way. Again, they're worried about how he's dressed. He wasn't there asking the administration for money. He wasn't meeting with Trump. He's sitting in a room with a bunch of liars in a den of thieves and frauds, and it just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's all they're worried about. I agree that Tim Pool should get exactly as much money from Washington as Zelensky does. Exactly. Tim Pool was not there asking for. That's all they have is how he was dressed. Nothing about what he said. The fact that he called out the mainstream hoax, the mainstream press, for exactly what they are. He can wear whatever he wants. Good job, Tim. A good job asking that question, calling out the frauds, and seeing all the woke media squirm was worth the price of admission for me. Hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget your Mother's Day gift box. Mother's Day is just a few weeks away, and we definitely need a bunch more reviews. And we'll talk to you again real soon.